Let's call this one artsy because I'm wearing flowers and stripes. But you can see how my cats are enjoying this separator back here. Hello friends, fans, and foes. I'm Fancy, and welcome to my video. This one is going to be about artist memes. Again, I couldn't find them all on Reddit because there's barely any on the artist memes subreddit. I had to take a look at a few different places, but I've managed to get enough. I hope. Me, talking to my art after a long and frustrating session of creativity. And I'll see you tomorrow. This doesn't always happen to me, but of course it happened to every artist who's ever picked up a pencil or an Apple Pencil or a mouse. It's very difficult to just push through and draw something even when you're not feeling it, but sometimes it's very important to do so. I always try to push to a point where I feel a little okay, and if I don't, I take a quick break, and then I'll come back to it later with a little more satisfaction, but it is good to always come back to it in the morning after you've had a little bit of break and maybe new set of eyes when someone sets a beverage next to your sketchbook or iPad in my case. Because I have an iPad and I close it, I always get people setting things on top of the closed iPad, like hot laptops, hot plates of food, and I never put a drink that I'm aware of. Yeah, I never put a drink near my iPad. It's always in my lap, or if it's on the table, I make sure to move everything like 3 feet away from it. It can ruin a sketchbook for sure. It can absolutely ruin an iPad, and it's inconsiderate to place drinks there, you know? Like,
the piece does not need hydration, Felix. Just move your smoothie just 2 feet over, you know?
When you see all the flaws in your drawing after you've posted it. Every artist has seen something they want to edit afterwards. It can be a year later, it can be 2 seconds after it's been posted, it can be any amount of time. Usually if it's something significant enough, I will actually delete the original post and then revise it and repost it, even if it kills it in the algorithm of whatever platform I'm using. But your eyes are always getting better at seeing these things. Even seconds later, you may not have seen something you saw before. That's why revisions are very important. But some people just leave it up. They just deal with it and see if anyone notices, because sometimes it gets a lot of likes. But I usually want to keep my integrity of deleting the one that wasn't correct.
Why do you charge for your art? Being an artist is a gift, and you should share it with others as a free service.
Look at this empty fridge. Does this empty fridge look like I can draw for free? Sorry to go Trump there for a second. Yeah, art shouldn't be free. It should not be free. It should never be free, except for when you're exchanging it to a loved one, perhaps. And that in itself is a gift, because you would otherwise be paying for a gift that you're giving to that loved one. So no, it shouldn't be free. Unless you really want to give people practice drawings because you're not good enough to feel like you can charge for it. But despicable that people would ask for this. I can't. Where's the other eye? Where's its clothes? Who is that? Let me present to you. I'm not finished yet. It is hilarious how many people will come down and look at your iPad, your sketchbook, and be like, are they naked? It's like, yeah, because that's how you draw a body accurately, is understanding what is under the clothes. Sometimes people draw it naked first, maybe not fully naked in ways that be inappropriate to some, but you gotta draw the anatomy a little bit. Oh, is the eye missing? But does it look like there should be an eye? Maybe you just calm down and wait like an hour, and the piece might be finished, you know? Just chill a little bit, okay? That feeling when you're drawing on the wrong layer. I posted this one out of pure shock. I mean, I did a similar meme to this in the last video with SpongeBob, but who made this? What part of the internet was this? This is so... Who relates to Peter Pan so much that they drew him like adult Timmy Turner with a canvas monitor and a Monster drink, and like he just looks sad and like a little out of shape, no shade compared to the original child one. And what inspired this? Is this someone's like Peter Sona, like Peter Pan-sona? It's so strange, but yeah, no, it sucks to draw on the wrong layer. I don't know why we need to flip the canvas, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. Tied to that one, I have the art before I flip the canvas, the art after I flip the canvas. It's actually a pretty good example of it. Someone made I forgot to copy the comment on here, but it was something about our eyes have some type of flaws that, like, when we're looking at something, we don't see the correct angles or anatomy if it's at one perspective of. If you flip it, you get that perspective flipped, and it will correct those flaws in your eyes. And you have to see what you then need to modify. You have to do it a few times to make sure it's completely accurate for both ways when you flip it. People who don't know the reason why you need to do this or don't see it, they need to refine their ability to draw art, because if you're not seeing that it's completely slanted or that the eye is too high when you flip it, it's not refined enough. You need to be able to see that to be comfortable and make accurate artwork. That sounds very shady, but yes. Artwork. Art didn't work. I found this one, I think, on Pinterest, and I was really annoyed because they made sure to blur it a lot. And they were sending it to like a basic freeloading site that uses a lot of people's art. And I had to look down here. I'm pretty sure it's foullanguagecomics.com. So I will try to give credit to that and maybe see if I can find the link to that. But it's a very cute one. And it's similar to that clip of
road work ahead. Yeah, I sure hope it does.
Wanting to make money from doing art as a job. Wanted to keep art as a hobby to avoid burnout. Ah! I have never had that right perspective. Of course, I don't want to have burnout, but I've never wanted to keep it as a hobby. It was a hobby perhaps for a year or two for me, and then I started going in. I've always wanted it to be a job. The important part here is you need to be able to create a good work-life balance like any career does. You need to make sure that you're taking breaks and not just drawing all the time. But if you want it as a hobby, I feel like you won't have the energy to do it as a career, and that's fine, and you shouldn't expect to make money as a job. You need to have that dedication to be a career artist. You can't just want to make extra cash, It's more dedicated than that. Oh, well, what's under this mask here? Let's just pull it off. It says lineless art. Aha! Actually having lines, you just can't see them because they're the same color as their surroundings. Duh. Do people not know that you have to create lines in order to make lineless art? It sometimes is a colored or refined sketch, but there's always lines. Like, yes, some people can block in shades and colors and everything like that to slowly create a piece, but lines are always needed, almost always, to generate a figure or piece, to know where things are going. Yeah, the colored line method is actually a really good method to make sure that things look smoother. You don't want to have black lines throughout your piece, perhaps on like clothing or on the face. You want to have those rendered out and have them just as shading or a colored line to make sure it doesn't look too harsh. And then you can also have blacker outlines behind you, or you can have that all rendered like a painting. Faces I make while drawing. We're gonna have to do side-by-sides for all of those pieces. I'm so sorry. Yeah, here we go, Adam Ellis. Everyone knows him. This is a low-res one, but drawing while someone's looking. Drawing alone. This is a perfect depiction of performance anxiety for an artist. You forget all the things you've learned when someone's trying to observe how you're doing it. It's very hard to get into a flow state of mind when someone is observing you, because flow is generally a very solo thing to get into. It's when your hands go to motor memory, your brain is just seeing into what you're drawing and how to correct it, and it doesn't overthink it. I get into that every time most of the time when I draw. Of course, you have to warm up to get into that, which is why warm-ups are so important, but hopefully you're okay. Who wants to sketch? Me. Hey, me. Who wants to actually draw final line and paint? Yeah, the fear of ruining a sketch by going into line art is a very real thing. I have slowly realized that if for some pieces that are not extremely formal but I want to get done, I refine that sketch to a hard point where it actually looks almost like a line, and then I render within it so I don't have the fear of ruining it with line art. But it's also very important to take your time when producing line art. Redoing it, erasing parts, cleaning things up. It just takes more time and sketches flow together much more easily. Artist struggles. Has 100 ideas for art. No time to draw all of them. Yeah, this is all the most motivated and awesome artists that I know. This is by Random Splashes, just a quick reference. Yeah, I have 3 comic stories that I'm trying to produce, and at any given point in time, I could draw them doing anything, wearing anything, and I would enjoy it and want to draw it. I could do them in trends, I could do them in challenges. There's so many things I want to produce, and there's only 24 hours in a day, and we have to sleep, 7 of those? And then eat a few hours? It's annoying. There's not enough time. I saw this post on Tumblr. This is where I ended up getting a lot of the memes at the end. This is fantastic. This is definitely not a new topic, but the only people I pity in this WFH situation are artists whose spouse, family, roommates now spend their whole day at home, and they walk into their artist room while they're drawing emotional stuff and making hideous faces. OP, did you make that face while drawing this? We don't talk about it. It's very important to make sure you're doing expressions accurately, and sometimes it does just take doing it yourself to be like, wait, so is my lip up? Do my eyebrows go down or up or what? Because you don't always think about it when you're just looking at a person. You have to analyze expressions, which is why studying is so important. Alright everyone, with that it's gonna have to be the end of it. That's all the memes I have for today. They're very difficult to find, but I'll make some more if you're really interested in this video. Just a reminder, you can always check out my comics on www.fancyfatale.com. You can support me on the similar Patreon. All these links will be below. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you are new or if you enjoy the content, and let me know what else you'd like to see in the comments below.
And with that, I request that you record your abilities, spells, and HP, because this one will continue in the next one. Bye-bye.